How to take notes in the listening section. Hello, everyone. Today we will talk about an important part of your exam, the note-taking section in the exam. In this section, you will listen to a lecture twice. While listening, you need to take clear notes. After that, you will receive questions and use your notes to answer them. The listening section includes questions about the main topic, definition, matching, listing, table completion, and drawing a bar chart or a line graph. So, how can you take useful notes? Let's go question by question. 1. Main topic question. The first question usually asks, what is the main topic of the lecture? For this question, do not focus on one small detail. Listen carefully to the beginning of the lecture because the speaker usually introduces the topic clearly. For example, the lecturer may say, "Today we're going to talk about," or "Our topic today is." Tip: write the general topic, not every detail. Ask yourself, what is the whole lecture mainly about? Also, pay attention to the lecturer's plan. In the sample tape script, the lecturer says that he will define WTE plants, give a brief history, discuss advantages and disadvantages, and share statistics. This outline helps you understand the whole lecture structure. 2. Definition question. The second question may ask you to define a key term. For example, how does the lecturer define waste-to-energy plants? When you hear phrases like, what is, it means, in simple terms, it refers to, you should get ready to write the definition. Tip: do not write the full sentence if you cannot. Write the important keywords. For example, instead of writing everything, you can write WTE equals facility/burns non-recyclable waste/produces electricity/turns trash into energy. Later, when answering, you can make it into a complete sentence. 3. Matching question. Another common question is matching. You may need to match countries, dates, descriptions, examples, or stages. For this type of question, organize your notes clearly. Do not write information randomly. For example, if the lecture mentions countries, write them like this: UK, 1874, first WTE plant. Denmark, 1903, early WTE plant. Japan, 1960s, over 1,000 plants. Sweden, 1970s, 99% household waste. Tip: when you hear a list, use numbers, arrows, or short lines. This makes your notes easier to read when answering the questions. Also, pay attention to signal words such as first, followed by started in 1903, in the 1960s, finally. These words tell you that important matching information is coming. 4. Listing question. Some questions ask you to list 4 items. For example, list the uses of the energy produced by WTE plants. When you hear the speaker say, there are many uses, mainly, another use, lastly, you should immediately start numbering your notes. Write: 1. Produce electricity. 2. Generate heat. 3. Heat or power for industries and factories. 4. Produce biogas. Tip: do not write long sentences. Write short phrases. In the exam, the answer does not need to be beautiful. It needs to be clear and correct. Also, do not stop after one answer. If the question asks for 4 answers, keep listening until you get 4 points. 5. Table completion question. Table questions are very important. They may ask about advantages and disadvantages, problems and solutions, causes and effects. For this question, you must follow the outline of the lecture. If the lecturer says, "Let's look at the advantages and disadvantages," divide your notes into 2 columns: advantages, disadvantages. Then write the points under the correct heading. For example, advantages: reduce waste sent to landfills, produce energy, promote recycling. Disadvantages: expensive, cause pollution, public health is at risk. Tip: signal words are very important here. For advantages, listen for the first advantage is, another advantage is, in addition, another benefit is. For disadvantages, listen for, on the other hand, firstly, another drawback is, additionally, one problem is. These words help you know where the answer belongs. Do not mix advantages with disadvantages. Many students lose marks because they write correct information in the wrong place. 6. Statistical information question. The last question may ask you to draw a line graph using information from the lecture. For this question, listen carefully for numbers, dates, and trends. In the sample lecture, the speaker talks about Sweden's waste imports in different years. 2005, around 200,000 tons. 2010, about 600,000 tons. Tip: when you hear statistics, write them clearly in this format. Year equals number. Do not write long explanations. Just write the year and the figure. Also, pay attention to words like grew to, increased by 2020, around, about, approximately. These words tell you that graph information is coming. When drawing the graph, make sure you label the years correctly and show the increase clearly. General note-taking tips. Now let's look at some general tips. First, follow the outline. The lecturer often tells you the plan at the beginning. For example, definition, history, advantages and disadvantages, statistics. This outline is like a map. It helps you predict what information is coming next. Second, pay attention to signal words. Signal words guide you to the answers. They tell you if the speaker is giving a definition, listing examples, showing contrast, giving advantages, explaining problems, or presenting statistics. Third, use short notes. Do not try to write every word. Use symbols and abbreviations. For example, ADV equals advantage. DISADV equals disadvantage. EX equals example. WTE equals waste to energy. Up arrow equals increase equals means / is. Fourth, leave spaces between sections. If the lecture moves from definition to history, start a new line. If it moves from advantages to disadvantages, start a new section. Fifth, use the second listening wisely. In the first listening, try to understand the general meaning and write the main points. In the second listening, complete missing details, check numbers, and correct spelling. Final advice. To do well in the note-taking section, remember these 3 things. Follow the outline. Listen for signal words. Write short, clear notes. Your notes do not need to be perfect. They need to help you answer the questions accurately. So when you listen, do not panic. Stay organized, follow the lecture structure, and focus on the information required by the questions. Remember, good notes equals clear answers equals better marks. Good luck in your exam!